What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin, where the all fights start.
Round one.
Let's go. Let's get it. Listen, we have an update here on the Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney negotiations, and it's ongoing right now. I'm going to put up an article that was just released, and we're going to read off the article, and we're going to go from there. And I want to know your opinions on how do you guys view this situation and how it's playing out. What are your feelings and your takes on it? So, without further ado, do me a favor and hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, become a Round One Sports Talk member, and like always, let's hop right into this episode. Yo, all right, let's put this up. Yeah, let's give a better welcoming. What's up? What's up, man? Listen, this Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney situation and how it's playing out. A lot of us have been tuning in and, you know, really following this to see who really wants this fight, who's ducking, and are we going to get this fight right now? Okay, then we're going to talk about the fight. And I'm going to talk about the fight and what I feel the matchup looks like, versus on paper and versus in the ring. So, first, without further ado, why don't we just go ahead? I'm going to go down here, boom, and I'm going to set up right here, bam, boom. Okay, now, let's see. Can I get this bigger? All right. All right, let's go up to the top. And this is what they're saying about the Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney ongoing negotiations. And it reads off the top as such. It says Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis are currently in attempts active negotiations for the WBO welterweight title fight target for October 2026. Both camps recently granted a 72-hour extension for finalizing an agreement. Right? Okay, so that was the 72-hour window that they gave them. Right? So the WBO ordered the 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 World Boxing Organization ordered Devin Haney to make his mandatory defense of his welterweight title against the number one ranked contender, Keyshawn Davis. Negotiations deadline, both camps were given a 72-hour extension to finalize terms, pushing the scheduled purse bid to Thursday, July 30th, which is tomorrow. So they got into tomorrow, I guess, right? So everything is not sketched in stone, you know, at the WBO headquarters in San Juan, Puerto Rico, right? Okay, so this is where the, the people that the WBC orders had gave them the extension. The WBCO is the belt they're fighting for, and they're the organization that's residing over both sides. Now, I want you to pay attention to what was just said. Both sides agreed to the extension. Both sides. Meaning you can't say just Keyshawn alone said, look, I want an extension and put everything on Keyshawn. No, no. Both parties were notified. Both parties are in agreement. If Devin Haney and Bill Haney did not want the extension, they could have fought it. They could have said no. But just notice, I just want you to notice because there's a lot of blame being fingers being pointed at both sides. Keyshawn Davis is pointing fingers at Devin. Devin's team's pointing fingers at them. Right? So we gotta give we got what's up, brother? How you doing, Santos? Boxing. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button for me, brother. Yo, you see, the thing is that we have to pay attention to what is said. It doesn't seem like Bill and Devin and them. It says right here, negotiation deadline. Both camps were given at 72 hours. Both, not one camp, not one camp, both. So if one side did request it, then the other side agreed. You understand? So now both sides understand what they're doing and what's at stake here. Let's also where were we? We were up here. It says our platform, the matchroom is being targeted for October 26th following Haney signing to a multi-fight deal with the Zone, with Dazn, whatever way you want to say it or pronounce it. Devin Haney holds a record of 33 fights, zero. Zero record and captured the WBO welterweight title, moving up in weight. Recently defending against Brian Norman Jr., Keyshawn Davis views the mandatory challenger as his major opponent. Yeah, yeah. To claim a world title, position himself as a star, blah, 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 blah. If you like, yeah, okay. All right. So, okay. Let's put yes. Let's see what happens when we type in yes right here, right? What does it say? Boom. The purse bid remains unresolved as the 72-hour extension is still the purse bid timeline. The reschedules have been offered and set for tomorrow, July at 11 a.m. Okay, so you guys see it right here. It's set for tomorrow, right? July 30th at 11 a.m. at the WBC headquarters in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Okay? It, it will be it will only take place if both promotion camps fail to reach a private negotiation between the deadlines. So if a negotiations go through and both sides agree by tonight, then it doesn't go to a purse bid in San Juan, Puerto Rico tomorrow. And from what you can see on the thumbnail, it says that the purse bid is going to be starting at 200,000. That they're going to air it live, I guess. Now, now we can talk about this. This is the article right here. It goes on to tell you that the reports indicate that look at see it says it right here. See, it says is this any see what a lot of people don't know, and I'm not sure if well Keyshawn had to know this. See, because it says it right here, there's a 75-25 per split, and that 75% of it goes to Devin, and Keyshawn's only entitled to 75%. You see it, it says it right there. There was a $3 million fight offered from Top Rank. It says it right there. You see it? So I guess they weren't happy with that. Keyshawn wasn't happy with that. So you guys can go on and read this article. Look, right here. Remember I typed in yes. So this is all the what it's being said. Everything is here. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, check this out. If we were to say that Keyshawn Davis did not know that he couldn't get no more than 25% than what was being offered, and that he said, nah, bro, I'm getting $3 million and Devin's getting 25% off of $20 million, isn't that $5 million? So why are you offering me three? But now where do we get the number 20 from? Is Devin being offered 20 million? Now that you would have to find out. Okay? to see if that number stands to be true. But I'm just spitballing here. So how much are they paying Devin? Because you're entitled to 25%. Now, if you're going to turn around and say that Keyshawn Davis did not know this and he wants more than 25%, wait a minute, Keyshawn. Weren't you the WBO champion at a lower weight division? You had to know the rules. Did you become the WBO champion and never asked what the structure is? What do you have to do to keep the belt? What are the rules and the guidelines for the guys challenging you for your belt? Didn't you go into a title defense allegedly with Edwin De Los Santos? The WBO had to be in the room. Rules were read off to you. So you can't sit there and say, Keyshawn woke up yesterday talking about 25%? No way. Uh-uh. Stop it, Keyshawn. Then you're getting up here on social media crying about this, that, and the third. That ain't nobody talked to you or said this. Don't let them lie to you. Don't be fooled. And Keyshawn's up there, trying to like convince the world, but not taking the 25%. Now, Bill and them, they gotta be smart, right? They gotta know that he's at least entitled to the 25. If you can't get no higher, 75% goes to the champion under the WBO rules and structure of the belt. That the champion gets this, right? So, okay. I don't think Bill and them were like trying to shortchange him, right? Wouldn't that be foolish? Because he's going to go crunch the numbers. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's $2 million missing here. That's nothing to be like, look over. Oh, it's just 2 million. Nah. If that stands to be the case, I'm just breaking down, a number scenario. I'm not in the room. I don't have definitive proof or numbers. These are the numbers that are being thrown around. And I'm working with what I got. That's it. I'm not in the room. That's way above my pay grade. I don't know if these guys on social media are telling the truth or the guys that are writing the article are trying to boost up the money. Interesting thing that Rolly was on an interview recently with Teofimo Lopez on the Versace show there, right? With that dude. And shout out to him. And he had both the fighters up there. And Rolly was joking around. But he reminded me of something. He said, you got $120 million contract, 15 fight deal or something. He said some crazy number. And he said on the last fight, in order for you to win $85 million of the contract, you got to knock out AJ. That's the only way you get the money. And he started laughing. And I was sitting there and I was like, when sometimes you hear somebody talk, you like, I can't learn nothing from this motherfucker. This is just one. He just says the crazy. And when Rody talk, he fucks me up sometimes. I be sitting there going, man, don't read a book by its cover, bro. Don't. Because you can learn something every day. Man, listen. He be saying some shit sometimes. Rolly, I'll be like, man, he said that. And that's true. They could offer Conor Ben $15 million fight and to fight Regis Progress, but they only gave you $3 million for the fight. The only way you get the other 12, right? You gotta knock out Ryan. You gotta knock him out. If you don't knock him out, we're only giving you 4 more. But the contract's for 15. But there's certain incentives we might not know about. We're not privileged to know. Yeah, the contract's for $15 million, but how do you get it? It's like they put an impossible mission in front of you to get the bulk of the money. It's $15 million, 2 fights. We're gonna say 1 fight. We're gonna announce 1 fight. No one has to know about this because we don't have to make this public. The second fight. This fight, it's a 15 million. You're gonna get 15 million, kid. But for right now, fight Regis Progress for 3. The rest of the 12 is in your very next fight. Who do you got to fight? Ryan Garcia. Oh, and by the way, in order to get to 12, you got to knock out Ryan. If you do anything less, we're going to give you 4. How do we know the contract's not worded like that? When Rody said that, I was like, hmm, hmm. They could do what they could put anything in a contract. You got to jump rope by eating a ham sandwich on one leg while talking shit about Teofimo Lopez. It's in the contract. Come on, get him the sandwich. Let's go. Yo, whatever they want to put it, I don't know. Are you in the room? Are you Rolly's lawyer? Are you Connor Ben's lawyer? Do you know exactly what hoops of fire they're having them jump through to get to the 15 million? You know what I'm saying? I remember that when the first time I learned a lot of shit was Hollywood TV shows. Like I said this a long time ago. There was that show, Big Tuna Catch or whatever it was. I don't know the name of it, but it was filmed out there in Cape Cod, Maine, out there. So a lot of those commercial fishermen would come in town, Worcester, Boston, shit like that. And most of them were up to no good. Okay, most of them drank, dabbled in street pharmaceuticals, and they would come into the city. So one of them was on the show. Talked to him, blah blah blah. He was telling us how I was like, man, y'all out there raking in this dough, bro. I saw last week's episode. Y'all caught $14,000 worth of tuna. He looked at me. He was like, bro, we barely caught 3,000. The show tells us to say this. And that way we get more ratings and shit. So we boost up. And I was like, that stood with me. But later on, when Teal was going through his divorce, Teal was showing the other side of boxing. How, the fighters project and say they have way more money or flashing a better lifestyle they don't really have. Then all of a sudden you see him on a fucking on a TikTok, right? In the background his house looks like yours. Looks like yours. And shit. And you like, right? And they be like on vacation, they be like in the suites, or whenever there's a fight, they get the red carpet treatment. They want to film in those days, right? But I get it. Sometimes things it's necessary. Things need to be a little bit Hollywood sometimes. And I think that sometimes some of these guys' paychecks is wildly. Remember that comedian David Chappelle? Apparently to the rest of the world, he got 55 million. Then all of a sudden it was reported he walked away from 55 million. Either way, he was like, I never saw none of that money. Like he made sketches about it and everything. Hollywood. That's Hollywood. And I really don't know what some of these fighters are getting paid. Some of these guys exaggerate. But and then when we see these guys boxing, right, the numbers don't make sense to you in the next fight when they reveal them now, don't they? Right? You see the fighter getting out the ring and shit. You see like Ryan Garcia and shit. And they're like, Ryan Garcia made upwards of $20 million, 22 million, right? Then you go back and you look at the purse. What was he given on fight night? 2 million? What was it? How much was it? I don't know if it was 3 million. I don't know. For the purse. You sitting there and you saying to yourself, how the hell did they say he made 20? But there's a lot of shit behind fights like that. He's in the 1% of boxing. Pay-per-view, fucking just off his brand, Ryan's brand. That's what kind of money he pulled in on the back end. What they actually paid him for the fight. Like for instance, Devin Haney fought George Camboza, right? George Camboza, I think they said, was awarded $10 million. George Camboza doesn't say that. He said he got paid something like, I think it was eight. He was arguing for another piece. I remember, but the bottom line is Devin got 2.3 to fight George the first time. I think he got like the same shit the second time he fought George. But what did Devin make at the back? You know what I'm saying? But you look at what they actually got paid for the fight. Now you take away all that pay-per-view money, that back end money, all that social media money, all the sponsors, network, you take all that money away. What do you have? A regular fighter. Then you realize they're not really giving these guys that much money like that at the gate. At the gate. What is actually the promoters and the people putting up for the fight? You know what I mean? So it was crazy when Rolly said that. It left me like in a situation I was like, Rolly, right. The contract can be worded, written out. Remember how Oscar De La Hoya have Ryan Garcia sign his life away on a live stream? Remember that day? What do I mean by that? Remember when Oscar De La Hoya had Ryan Garcia signed $100 million Oscar De La Hoya contract? Wasn't the contract that Ryan Garcia signed $100 million? Did Oscar De La Hoya ever pay Ryan Garcia $100 million? No. Oscar suckered that young boy in and on that moment with the allure of $100 million. But at the bottom, it probably says, okay, Ryan Garcia, you can get $10 million off these fights right here, these couple of fights. The last 90 million of this, you got to knock out Terrence Crawford in a cage match surrounded by fires and a pool of sharks with lasers on them. And the only way you can get the 90, you have to knock them out within between the first 5 rounds. Good luck, kid. I don't know what's in that contract. I have no idea. But what I do know, and I'm remember, and I'm 100% positive, Oscar De La Hoya signed Ryan Garcia after the argument. Remember when they went all over social media and they had like a meltdown? Then they made back up, and then Oscar filmed it, and Ryan was signing $100 million contract. Has Ryan Garcia ever gotten $100 million from Oscar to this day? They say Conor Ben was gonna get 15 million for fighting Regis. Progress. I said, no, he's not. No, he not. No, we get just say it, Connor. Just go along with it. Your next fight, you're gonna get the other 12. How? You gotta knock out Ryan Garcia within 3 rounds. If not, we're only gonna give you three. There's a way you can get the money, but I'm not sure that they wrote it up for you in your favor. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the NFL. You ever see those like movies and shit or documentaries? And the dude needs one more tackle for his $1 million bonus. He needs one more tackle all time in his contract. If he would have, while playing for that team, if throughout his career, if he would have got 49 tackles, let's just say, he gets $1 million bonus. He's out there at the end of his career, both knees are laced up. He got cortisone shot in his shoulder. He's all batted the fuck up. He's slow, right? But his teammates know, and he done told them, all I need is one tackle, guys. Let me get that one tackle. You know what I mean? To get that in his it's there. You just gotta go through hell to get it. And Ryan, I don't know what's in these contracts. And that was just a real interesting thing for Rolly to say. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, you know, let me read some of y'all chats. 2.5 million. That's what it was given. You see? So, and like Errol Spence Jr. when he fought Terrence Crawford. The fight between Errol Spence Jr. and his coach, right? The whole argument was when Errol signed the contract to fight Terrence Crawford, his coach was entitled to what, 13% of Errol's purse. So Errol only made 2.6 million, something like that. So out of 2.6 million or whatever it was something low like that. He gave his coach 13% of his purse, what he's entitled to, what he signed the fight for. On the back end for pay-per-view, Errol made somewhere like 20 to $23 million on the back end. Then his coach wanted to take Errol to court and sue him because his coach is like, bro, all I got was, and I'm entitled to that pay-per-view money too because we got there together as a team. I took just as many hours out of my day as you did, to train you. And he felt some kind of way because what he actually got paid for the fight. See, Arrow was in a 1% category. Not everybody sells pay-per-view like that. I don't think Keyshawn Davis can do that. I know Keyshawn Davis sells tickets. I'm not sure if he sells pay-per-views, my man. I know Devin does. I know Devin does. Devin is one of the most underrated. They like, you got to understand that the war that started on Devin came from the UK. It was Ed Hearn. What Ed Hearn did was, you know how Americans are. All you got to do is rile them up. They'll attack each other. America. Fucking Ed Hearn saw Tank Davis taking shots at the other American, Devin Haney, and he just poured gasoline on it. And everybody ate that shit up. And then they put Devin and Devin Haney and Tank to each other like two pit bulls barking at each other. They just kept smacking them. Ed Hearn. All that boring shit that came from Ed Hearn. Oh, Devin's a boring fighter. Blah, 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 pointing off all the negatives from Devin. Like Conor Ben was doing any better. Right? So he painted this picture, and Devin is really underrated because although that's what they're saying, a lot of fans apparently is not buying that shit. They're like going out to see Devin Haney fight. They're like, boring. The fuck you watching? I'm gonna go watch a Devin Haney fight, and they keep. It's one of those things like LeBron is better than MJ. If you keep gotta say that, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna watch MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like boom. So it's I feel that Devin is his what they're saying about him doesn't match what he's actually doing. Because Devin fights are filling up, and Devin getting money. He's the only one up there actually getting money. Keyshawn Davis is not making Devin Haney money. So how can if listen if Devin Haney only got 2.5 to fight George for 4 belts, you're offended over 3 for 1? Devin Chase legacy, the opportunity to be undisputed. He took 2.5. I think they gave George like 10. I think it was one of those contracts, one of those deals, 10 million. you're gonna have to knock out Devin Haney. He didn't do it. I'm not saying that that was in the contract. I'm just saying I'm not sure if he got exactly 10. You know what I mean? I got to check that out. I know it was reported, but it's one of those things. You have an opportunity to make 10, kid. This is what you got to do. After knocking out Devin Haney, you have to go get out of the ring and smack Usyk in the face, right? Then backhand Bill Haney. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Like, it's in the contract, kid. This is what you got to do. You know what I mean? I don't know what's in the contract. So, you know, the thing is, if Keyshawn was actually offered $3 million to fight Devin after missing weight 2 fights in a row, you made up for it in your last fight. You still miss weight, kid. You lost your belt on the scale. You won $3 million. Oh, and you got 2 no contests for marijuana. This is the guy we want to pay $3 million to. Oh, you're not a pay-per-view fighter. You haven't headlined. When's the last time? Well, his last fight, yeah, he was over Brian Norman Jr. He missed the fucking weight, looked real bad. Made it up. He got it back. 3 attempts. 3 attempts? Did you say 3 attempts? Yeah, but 2 of them was back to back. I don't want to hear your explanation. I want to hear what's on paper. I'm his lawyer. If you say 3 attempts to make weight and miss the other one, right? He win a fight. He got the rebound with Jermaine Ortiz, but in the one before that, he missed weight. 2 no contests, 2 for marijuana use. He's a druggie. You want me to pay that guy $3 million? And he said no. Now, Keyshawn Davis, I got to admit, are you rolling the dice here? Are you rolling the dice? And should he gamble on himself? As Keyshawn Davis proved to the boxing world that he can beat Devin Haney? Let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about the fight. Let's dial things back a little. Okay. Listen. Before we start talking about, Keyshawn Davis's money, Devin Haney's money, what we think that the fight is worth or purse bid and how much they're going to, because at this point, Keyshawn is saying no to the 3 million because he believes he's worth more, and that if the fight was to go into purse bid, he would get more. Right? Okay, let's think this out, guys. Let's think this through. In order for that to be true, for Keyshawn to get more, Devin would have to get more. Devin's purse would have to be higher for you to get the same percentage, but at a higher percent. You understand? The higher Devin's money is, the higher the 25 becomes on your side. Because if you're only getting 25% of $100,000, right? 25% of $100,000, 25 grand, 25,000. You get 75,000, right? So in order for you to get 25 million, he's got to get 75 million, right? That's how it goes. So Keyshawn's whole strategy is that somebody would pay Devin Haney the top dollar. That's what you're actually gambling on, Keyshawn Davis. That somebody bids on your fight, your name and his name together, and somebody says this fight is worth $10 million. If you get worth $10 million, you're going to get 3. So you got to get somebody to bid tomorrow more than $10 million on the fight. Devin's got to get $15 million. Somebody's got to say, you know what? This is a $20 million fight. And whatever it is from $20 million, 25% goes to you. So that's what Keyshawn Davis is gambling on. That's what he's gambling on. He's coming in as the challenger. Keyshawn, you don't got a belt. You're only entitled to 25%. My brother, who am I to tell you what you're worth? If you actually think you can get more than $3 million than what was offered to you, I'm being told that it was even guaranteed. So you had 3 million on the table guaranteed, if that's the case. Or was it just three? Was it the word guarantee behind it? Because that changes everything. Because that's a solid 3 million. That's a solid 3 million. If you go into this purse bid tomorrow and they underbid, let's say they say the fight's only 7 million, the top guy, 7 million, 6 million. You get less than the three that was offered. So there's a way this can backfire. Here, let's back up. Let's back up a second. Didn't the Sando Martin Devin Haney fight go to a purse bid? How many people showed up to the fight to bid on the fight? One person bid on the fight. I think it was Bob Arum. One person bid on the fight. Did the fight ever happen? I don't remember Devin Haney fighting Sando Martin, but there was a purse bid. The fight went to purse bid. Somebody bidded on it and won the fight. Where was the fight? When did the fight happen? Did I miss it? Did I wake up too late? Who won? Tell me who won. Just because the fight goes to the purse bid, what you think? We get in a fight? Devin didn't like the numbers. And if Devin's not in the fight, then you don't got no fight. They took his belt after that. Remember that? After the Regis, after the Devin Ryan incident, he was supposed to lose the belt because he lost the fight, but they ran it back a no contest. They put him in the champion in recess. They went to the purse bid on Sandler Martin, and quietly after that, Devin was no longer the champion. Nobody seemed to say shit. No. Anyway, Devin versus Jose Ramirez. Where are you? Yeah. Listen, come take the heat off us. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to his belt? Things that make you go, right? Listen, look, let me read some of y'all messages. What up, Frontline? What are you doing? Keisha will beat Devin if he comes in forcing the Diablo. My co-host, um, Frontline, he's sipping that syrup right now. You know what I'm saying? He's on it heavy or something. I don't know what the hell he's sipping on. Listen, if we were to look up just accomplishments on paper, what's on paper, you know, Devin's a well more accomplished fighter by far than Keyshawn Davis. So if we was to look at it like that, right? But if we was to actually look at attributes, what the tail of the tape, well, the height of both guys. Well, in fact, both guys are 5'9". Both guys, Devin has a 71-inch arm reach. Houston has a 70. They're both 27 years old. They're the same height, same reach. They got no reach advantage. They're fighting the same. So when you don't have an advantage over the other guy, then what you're left with is the skills of both fighters. To honestly tell you the truth, there really hasn't been any fighter that Keyshawn Davis fought that I would say can mirror Lomachenko. The only look, Keyshawn did fight Jermaine Ortiz. I got to give him that. There was something wrong with Jermaine that night. I don't know what it was. He didn't look like himself. But nevertheless, Keyshawn packed him up. The thing is that I don't think that Keyshawn fought anybody like Brian Norman Jr. I'm not sure. I'm not willing to say that Keyshawn can beat Brian Norman Jr. I'm not sure if he can beat him the way Devin beat him. How Devin outsmarted him. When we went into the fight, we knew Brian Norman Jr. was good. See, we didn't think he could win off skill. We thought he was still green. He was still young. He was a lot further down than Devin. But we knew he had power. What you guys gambled on was Brian Norman Jr.'s power. And remember, they talked Brian Norman Jr. up so much that allegedly he was the best 147 pounder in the world going into their fight. That's what they were saying because Jerron Booz Ennis had exited the division, that had parted from the division during that time. See, they done talked you up, knowing that Brian Norman Jr. was Abdullah Mason, knowing that he was him, meaning they're both in the same situation. They were young in their career, still wet behind the ear a little, but good enough to be champion. Keyshawn Davis. That's what Keyshawn Davis actually is. The guy he beat for that world title, bro, he didn't look like he belonged in the ring in an amateur level, let alone fighting Keyshawn Davis. Baranchek there, remember that fight? So, um, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me one. So where was I? That's my brother. I had to take that call. I apologize. So Keyshawn Davis, right? Look, Dennis Baranchek, I think his name was. Um he beat him. That Ukraine dude was not on that level, bro. He wasn't. The only fight I thought he was going to be in because of the fact that Edwin De Los Santos kept Shakur Stevenson at a stalemate all night. I thought that fight was going to be one. What do you got? Albright twice? You got Albright twice. You got Jermaine Ortiz. Okay. Huh? All right. Um, good scalp. Jermaine is a tough out for anybody. Um, uh, no, you didn't stop Albright. Yo, let me tell you something right now. Devin Haney would stop Albright. He'd get that knockout he was looking for. Albright is not ready to get in a ring with a fighter like Devin. No. Devin would stop him. Albright doesn't have the power that Brian Norman Jr. had to keep Devin honest. Even though Brian Norman Jr. was hurt, he was hurt in front of Devin. Devin still respected Brian Norman Jr.'s power. He knew he was still strong, but he just didn't go in. But what's stopping him from beating the brakes off of Albright? Albright don't got that kind of power like Brian Norman Jr. Hell no. Devin will cook him. And Keyshawn, you struggled against him. You struggled against him. At times, it looked like you were too bored to engage into fight. You allowed him to be there, or you got to say the other side. Albright was better than you thought, and on your level, it took that level to put you at a stalemate. I don't know how you see Keyshawn dog walks Devin. I don't know. All that little flashy speed that Keyshawn got, that ain't nothing Devin Haney ain't never been against. That shit ain't shit. That's regular boxing, American speed. All them young dudes that are all hocked up on energy, sparring in the gyms, haven't seen that style 1,000 times. He's a black Afro American himself, raised in the motherfucking school of hard knock with Floyd Mayweather and all these top trainers across the world. Devin, and he ain't never ran into a fighter like Keyshawn. Fuck out of here, bro. Keep hyping Keyshawn up right now. Keyshawn one day could be ready, yes, to fight Devin. Sooner than later, I think. Right now? Right now. Keyshawn, you ain't ready, bro. You're gonna get a rude awakening fucking with Devin. Watch. Mark my words. If the fight ever happens, let's see what happens from here to tomorrow in San Juan, Puerto Rico. If that's where we get, we could get an update at any minute. Hey, we came to an agreement, you know, because this could backfire on Keyshawn. If they don't get people to come out and see, before they go into a purse bid, there are conversations in rooms and telephone calls that were made that is way above our pay grade. Somebody's got to be telling fucking Prince there that Jay Prince and them, yo, hey, come over here. My man. Wait, who you talk? Me? Come here. $20 million. We're going to first bid. Yo, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be something. Somebody saying something that we don't know about because for him to take a gamble like that, there's a possibility you come up short. Like I said, that Devin and Sandal Martin fight. Did it ever happen? It went to a purse bid. Somebody actually bid it on the fight, guys. Did we get the fight? You know what I'm saying? Frontline, what happened in that fight? Devin Haney versus Sandal Martin. What happened? I missed it. What happened?
Devin Haney ducked him. He went another route.
Yo, listen, look,
Listen,
what had
I can't
happened was,
believe that you're up here glazing Haney like he's that guy.
where's the glazing? Because I said that he's gonna beat Keyshawn. So you come up here because your feelings are hurt because you type. Everybody knows you got anybody that's fighting Devin Haney, just like you have anybody that's fighting Teal. Okay, I
Or in
don't
a way.
know,
I mean, the list
or in
goes
a
on.
way. Yeah, you're just a hater. Listen,
No,
you're going with Keyshawn. You came
le-
all the way up here. You took time off your break to come in under the rain. Tell us why then. Tell it because you
listen.
got you've been dying to tell
Haney
us.
Haney don't like to be in the fire. He don't. We know that. Oh,
Continue talking.
I was gonna pick the second round. That's what the music's for. It's just to
Just stop it. Stop the crying, bro.
listen, listen. Hear me out though.
Give
Hear
us
me out.
facts. Give us facts. Why
I'm gonna
is
give you
this young
facts.
man Keyshawn all of a sudden? What has he done? What level of fight? That all of a sudden, what beating up these guys that
It
he's
doesn't
levels
matter the level
that
of
he's bigger
fight.
than, that
It
he's taller
doesn't,
than? Did you
Edwin.
see how big he was
It
in the title
doesn't
fight? Oh,
matter
it
the
doesn't
level
matter.
of fights. Here's
Okay.
why. Because if I use
Oh,
that
here's
as
why. Let's hear
an
frontline.
example, that means we're using a triangle theory, and you and I both know triangle theories don't work in boxing.
They don't work in boxing.
No, just because he looked like shit against Albright doesn't mean that Haney beats him.
Oh, really? That don't mean that.
Yo, let me ask you this:
Tell us why. Tell us why.
Did Haney look good against Ryan?
Listen. Uh, Keyshawn Davis is no Ryan Garcia.
That's not the question I asked you. Did Devin Haney look good against Ryan Garcia? Did Devin Haney look good against
Yeah, he looked
Linares?
good. His outfit was fresh as fuck, bro. Them shorts was matching. His
Yeah, they had
fucking,
shit stains on the
you know what
back
I'm
when Ryan
saying?
made him
No,
shit on
they were
himself. I
great.
get it.
Had great pants. The boots matched. Yeah, he looked good. His hair was fly. What do you want me to tell you? Like,
All right. The point I'm trying to get across is we won't know how the fight goes or happens if they don't get in the ring. We can make all the assumptions we want. Obviously, I'm not a Haney fan, but I still give Haney credit because he does have a good ring IQ and he has good boxing abilities. But when it comes to Keyshawn, I think Keyshawn has one thing that Devin doesn't have. That's killer instinct. There's another thing. Keyshawn likes to press the fight. Devin doesn't. That being said, that's why I give Keyshawn the upper hand in the fight. Can anything happen? Absolutely.
mm,
Absolutely. Anything can happen. But I think Keyshawn has enough tools in his toolbox to beat Haney. That's just my thought. You don't like it? I understand. You don't want them DHP checks to stop coming in. I get it.
stop it. You're reaching. Listen, you said all that word salad for nothing. You haven't given us an explanation on why Keyshawn Davis just miraculously just dog walks
Who said,
fucking
wait, time out. Who said dog walks?
look.
Who said dog walk, though? I
Okay.
said beat. There's a difference between dog walking
Yo,
and beating.
frontline. Stop crying. You said he was gonna stop Devin Haney.
When did I
Dog
say that?
walk. Yeah, you said that on the other episode. You said he was gonna stop. You think that he's gonna stop? I don't think I forgot
I
that.
said he's gonna beat the shit out of Devin.
No, you said keywords. He's gonna knock out Devin. He's gonna stop him. You think
I
as a
believe
matter
he
of fact, your
can.
exact words were round one. I think he stops Devin.
He stops Devin. I That's what I believe.
Well, then if you didn't say that, and
But
by stopping somebody, let me tell you something right now. If Keyshawn can
why? Hey,
stop
why you bringing
Devin,
up bullshit? Why you bringing up?
why am I bringing up bullshit? Because you said it. You said it. That's dog
Listen,
walking fucking Devin, bro.
he
Fuck
will,
out of here,
dog.
man.
Listen, okay. Let me
You,
clarify that. Let me clarify that. A
yo, your
well,
boy Keyshawn's gonna get stopped by Devin.
no,
How
no.
about that?
When was the last
He's gonna
time
get
Devin
stopped.
stopped somebody? Let's stop the cap
Yo,
with Devin.
listen. Let me tell you something. Devin Haney is 27 years old. Keyshawn Davis is 27 years old. Keyshawn came into his man strength before Devin, I think. And Devin, did you see Devin punching that bag the other day? This shit sound like shotgun blasts.
Yo, you
My
know what the
man,
problem is? That
he's
punching bag
starting to
didn't
sit
punch
down on his
back.
punches.
That punching bag don't
Telling
punch
you,
back.
listen, I'm telling you, Keyshawn already, Devin already demonstrated first after the tragedy, and he went and got his O back. And Devin was like going through a little bit of believing himself, the rebuild, if you would. You know what I'm saying? And then Devin went out there, fought Jose, starched Brian Norman Jr., dropped him in the fight. Now he got his confidence. Now all he's gonna do behind that confidence, he's gonna sit down on that power. He already knows he can fight. He already knows he's fast. He already knows what to do. He's trained. Your boy Keyshawn Davis is going night. Yeah, I said it. Night. He gonna put Keyshawn Davis down. And the Davis boys are gonna be bad. They're probably gonna put one of them or maybe two of them on the card. I think it's gonna be a horrible night for the Davises. A horrible night. But who the
Listen,
fuck am I? Who the
I
fuck am I?
I
Listen, it's
can't
up to
wait.
them. It's up to Keyshawn to prove to the world that with round one saying, you don't believe me in me round one, I'm gonna make you a fan. Make me a fan, Keyshawn.
He is
Make
when
make
he breaks
make
Haney
me
down
believe
round
in you,
after round after
and
round.
because we'll see what these guys are saying. They disrespecting the champ, Devin, like Devin's like this fucking cab driver in New York City picking people up on his spare time.
He basically does
No.
that.
Listen, Devin, bro, this Devin can fight, man. Y'all are sleeping. Y'all are sleeping. Listen, look,
Timeout.
I
Stop
didn't like a lot of
right
moves,
there.
bro.
Nobody is saying
Keyshawn
that
can't fight
Devin.
like Devin.
Oh
Keyshawn
my!
is not a boxer like Devin. No, he's not on that level. He
Play
doesn't
the
do the
violin while
shit
you
Devin
talk about Devin.
does.
Play the violin while you talk about Devin. Play
Stop
it.
it, man. Stop it, man. You think this kid Keyshawn is like what? He's gonna do all that little fucking slick movement shit on Devin? You're not gonna get away with that. None of them dudes had the skills to stop Keyshawn. He was much bigger, much faster. He was always set up to win. When Devin went in the fight with Loma, that was a 50-50 fight. What 50-50 fight Keyshawn ever been in? Where's
So
the
so
50-50 fight?
we can sit here and argue back and forth about the
Come
Loma
on,
Haney
man.
fight.
Like, huh?
We can sit here and argue about the Loma fight back and forth because I felt
And
Loma
Ryan
beat him.
Garcia. And Ryan Garcia. Listen, and listen, and Ryan Garcia went on to be a world champion. That's how tough that kid is. After losing Keaton Devin for his belt, which actually happened, but he didn't make weight. But in a good, let's just hypothetically, he actually beat him. And Ryan went on to become world champion by beating Mario Barrio, right? Okay, so that's how good his competition is. Devin's. Who the fuck did Keyshawn Davis beat that went on to be a world champion? I'll wait. I'm right here. How many
That
world champions has Davis ever fought? One.
that goes to
One.
show you that the
Like
ass
no, he doesn't
whooping
have
that
the
Keyshawn
experience
puts on his ex.
Devin has, bro. Yo, you watch. Keyshawn is good, and I'll admit that. There's just Devin and him are at two different levels. You
I would
see,
agree with that. See,
what
I can
you
agree with
see,
that.
here's the problem. Here's the problem with bullshitting in the beginning of your career and fucking around Keyshawn Davis. You want to know who hurt Keyshawn Davis's career? Why he's not further along in his career? Himself. He has no one else to blame but himself. Those two no contest fights stalled out your career, kid. In a way, you weren't offered fights. They put you back at the end of the line the two times. Then when you finally got to the top of the line, you lost your belt on the scale. Where would you be right now if you made a title defense and got a unification? How much
Okay,
further would you have been in your career by all these missed opportunities? And they all affected you, whether you think it didn't. When you got the first one for smoking marijuana, then the second one, yo, your career stalled it out for about a year. You couldn't, they didn't even look your way. Then after that fucking catastrophe with Edwin De Los Santos, Keyshawn, you are not all that experience fights that you would have been getting. What separates Keyshawn Davis from Devin, Devin took risk early in his career and he never fumbled the bag. Devin made weight as a professional, kept fighting who they put in front of him. He didn't complain. Devin said, "Who do you want me to fight? Him? Let's go." Whoever you said, you got to give him that. Devin and Doug, no smoke. He was always trying to get the fight. I admit, there was times we wanted him to fight Tank. For whatever reasons, it didn't work out, but Devin fought them all. That's what Keyshawn Davis should have been doing, but he couldn't. Why? Because they're getting busted for marijuana, missing weight, doing dumb shit that prolonged the people that put the money up to believe in him to give him title shots, to give him unifications. Shit, he never even defended his first title one time. Keyshawn Davis is not official champion of yet. Yeah, you got the
okay.
belt. You
I'm
never
gonna.
you never defended. Now, Hamza Chiras, he's an official champion. He went out
He's an
there.
official bum.
He's an official world champion. Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington went out there, defended his belt. Guess what he is?
Now that
An
is a champion.
official
Now
world
that right there,
champion.
my friends, is a champion.
You see how this guy is biased? You see, for both, you see, you are a hater. You only like some certain fights, but I love you. You know what I'm saying? But still, it doesn't it doesn't it doesn't mean that Keyshawn Davis has look, he on paper he can't fuck with Devin. I think name for name,
No,
he can't fuck
nobody
with Devin.
cares about paper. Nobody cares
I'm
about
telling you,
none of
he's
that.
not ready for
Now,
Devin, bro.
I'm gonna go back on what I said to
This might be
clarify.
the
So you,
reason why Keyshawn and his team keeps dragging their feet and they want the most money because if he's going to go in there and get his ass whooped, he wants to make sure he's getting paid top dollar. It's all
that's not gonna
making
happen.
sense now.
That's not
It's
gonna
all
happen.
making sense now.
That's not gonna happen.
It's all coming together. I
What I
see.
said
Okay.
before, and I stand
Okay.
on, a well focused, a well dedicated Keyshawn will beat the shit out of Haney.
Yeah,
100%. And I
yeah, blah,
stand on
blah.
that. I stand on that 10 toes
Yeah,
down.
yeah, blah, blah.
Stop it.
I stand
Stop
on
it.
that.
I
A
don't give
well focused and a well dedicated
I'm
Keyshawn,
okay. You
he
know what
dog
you would
walks
need?
Haney.
You know what? But what you're not adding into the equation, a well focused and a I'm dedicated Devin Haney. See, you're adding your guy and all the positives to your guy by what? Forgetting about Devin Haney on the other side of the ring? What do you think Devin Haney's going to be doing? Not training, eating fucking Taco Bell and McDonald's
Well,
during the training
let's
camp?
see. Now that Snack's not doing too good, let's see how he performs without it.
He already showed, man, stop it. He don't need that shit. Listen, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. What you need to focus on that your boy Keyshawn is ready for the fight. Because I don't really think it matters. I don't think if you get the best version of Keyshawn Davis, you could put him in there. You wouldn't need Devin to have like an awful night. An awful night. I'm trying to tell you something right now. Devin has sparred with all of them. Devin sparred Tank. Devin sparred fucking Africa. All of them. All of them. All of them. All of them. I'm trying to tell you. Keyshawn is nothing different, bro. It's not like Keyshawn's coming in and I'm saying, you want to know something? Devin has never faced a fighter like Keyshawn Davis. He brings so much to the table.
Can,
No,
can we agree to something, Edwin?
there's none of that shit.
Can we agree to something?
What?
Before I say what we agree on, let me shout out Mr. Miyagi. He's on his way on a 3 hour trip for a training at work. He can't write, but he's tuned in. Yo, Puglism, keep cooking. Keep cooking. I haven't read none of your
Everybody's
comment. I mean, I've
saying
been reading every your
he
comments. I haven't
don't
read them out loud, but
belong
keep cooking
and
them.
is not ready or not beating
Are
on
not
Ryan
betting on
T or
Ryan
betting
Teo,
on
Rolly,
Ryan
or
T or
Pato to be key as an underdog. Yo, he
what?
cooking. Puglism is cooking right
Stop,
now.
stop it, stop,
Shout out
stop
to David
glazing.
Delgado in the
Stop
building.
glazing, Pug. Hey,
Shout
yo,
out.
you know what
Hold
I'm
on. Shout
saying?
out to my brother Naldo in the
Don't jerk off
building.
his Texas too hard. Don't break your hand. Jesus
Hold on.
Christ, bro.
Shout out to my brother Naldo in the building. Shout out to Bull Rider in the building. Who else is in here? Who else is in here? Who else is in here? There's a lot of people in here talking shit. I
Read some
love it.
chats, bro.
I love it. Sh- Um, shout out to
Scott,
Dre. Dre's in the building. All Facts is in the building. I'm going up, 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 up. And Santos in the building. All right. Let me back up a little bit so you can understand why I say what I say about Pug. Now, while I'm reading, don't cut me off because it's kind of all
nobody
going
really cares
together.
what you say, so
All
go
right.
ahead.
This fight been marinating since the amateurs. Haney didn't compete with Key to face the best global Olympic pros in 3 round fights at a young age before turning pro. They're Olympic pros because other countries used their pro level fighters in the Olympics. Devin has a superb style to disengage, control the clock, and at the mercy of the judges' cards. All of Key's 15 pro opponents geared to survive and are at the mercy of 5 jabs, one right hand, or one hook to go to the cards. Keyshawn's 12-round pro style systematically breaks down fighters to last man standing. Which one of Haney's 33 opponents? It's built on 12 rounds of systematically breaking you down to the last man standing. That's a question. Haney's experience advantage points to do what Lauren Hill said. Haney might win some, but he lost just one. When it's best versus best, the best is separated by the ones who control the pocket and dictate terms of engagement to last man standing, not stand with me at the cards. Then why is Haney fan base killing themselves with all those Haney accomplishments? There's no reason Ryan versus Ben and Teo versus Rowley should be promoted more than Haney versus Key as the best true 147-pound fight. Everybody saying Key don't belong and is not ready are not betting on Ryan, Teo, Rowley, or Pato to beat Key as an underdog. Shout out to Jamwa Allah
Wow,
in the building.
that
I
was a
think Haney
lot.
is going to underestimate Keyshawn just like he did Garcia.
You think so? You don't think he learned his lesson? That lesson Garcia taught him, I thought would stay with Devin forever. That's a scar that, that shit, that wound has not healed. It's still too early. I think he would be on high alert with Keyshawn. Okay, the Keyshawn Davis fight with Devin would, I know this is a big comparison, guys, and don't fucking kill me. Okay, don't shoot me down,
Now we'll
right?
just cook you.
Okay, listen, no, 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 no. But these guys, respectfully so, got to be talked up. Let's talk up the fight too, okay? So, in the equivalence of what they remind me of, I'll just say not in the quality of fight, but what they remind me of. This fight reminds me of Sugar Ray Leonard and Hitman Hearns. Keyshawn's Hitman Hearns, Devin Sugar Ray.
No, see, that's the wrong comparison. It should
Nah,
be
it's
the
just
other way
easy.
around.
I got my right. I can compare my thing. What do you mean that's the
Sugar
wrong
Ray
comparison?
is
Get your own
Keyshawn.
comparison. Why you got to shoot down mine? What's your comparison?
I don't have a
What's your
comparison yet.
Oh,
I
you
haven't
see,
thought because I haven't thought
you don't
about it.
even have one, but you're gonna
I
shoot
haven't.
down mine.
I
You know what
haven't
I'm
thought
saying?
about it.
I'm just saying, like in status, like the way two American fighters and their demeanors. I'm not saying that. See how Frontline took it, even though I said it before I said it. I'm not comparing the fighting styles. I didn't say I was comparing the match. But as far as two American guys, and the hype and the build up, and the way they kind of look, right? If I had to compare it to a fight, that it has the potential. Their fight was bigger, of course. Yeah, I mean Sugar Ray and Hearns. Yeah, their fight was bigger. Yes. Okay. And I think that Sugar Ray Leonard got the most money he ever made up into that point for a fight. I think he got paid 44 million. Something like that. Anybody can help me on that? Google that for me real quick on Frontline. What was the payout for Sugar Ray versus Hitman Hearns? What did he make? Sugar Ray. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was like the highest fight ever in boxing for that weight division. I don't think any fighter in history, all the way up into Sugar in that weight division, made that much money. I think Sugar was like he set a bar that night or something. It was some. I remember it was something big. I remember when I didn't understand the number. It was too much money for me as a kid. You
So
know.
according to Google, Sugar Ray Leonard guaranteed an $8 million base purse,
Yep.
finishing with a total payout of over 11 million after revenue splits. Thomas Hearns was a guaranteed 5 million base purse, finishing with a total payout of 8 million.
Okay. So the
Now that
Hagler
was the
fight had to
one
be the 40.
that was against Hearns, not Hagler.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So the
then
Hagler one had to be the one where he made a lot. Then that was
and
the
then
fight.
on the rematch, Sugar Ray earned 13, and Thomas Hearns earned 11.
Yo, that's a lot of money for back then. That's a lot of fucking 13. He got 11. Yo, that's a lot of. How much did he make for the Marvelous Hagler? Would they pay him to come out of retirement?
Hold on.
Because
Sugar Ray
remember, he
versus
came out of
Hagler.
retirement to fight the Marvelous one. It was
Sugar Ray
like,
versus Hagler payout.
and Sugar Ray Leonard proved that Errol
Okay,
Spence Jr. could have still been himself. But Sugar Ray
so
Leonard looked amazing in that fight. Go ahead, tell me.
purse guarantees and payouts. Marvin Hagler guaranteed 12 million plus a percentage of the revenue, totaling an estimate of 20 million final payout. Sugar Ray guaranteed 11 million plus 50% of the closed circuit television rights in DC and Maryland, ending up with around 12 million after opting for a flat payout of extra revenue shares.
So what did that amount to? We don't
It
know.
do- it doesn't say.
Um, I know Sugar
That's
Ray Leonard, and then they changed the game back then. They was making money like unheard money. Like they
yeah,
numbers didn't make sense when I was a kid. Like I
yeah, but
said,
you're talking about dudes that people wanted to watch. Nobody wants to watch Haney fucking run and take it to the
shut the
scorecards.
hell up. He ain't going. David Haney
Nobody
don't
to see
run.
that. If
Devin Haney don't
anything,
run.
people will tune
Listen.
into this fight
Okay,
because of
wait a minute. Oh, wait,
Keyshawn.
wait, wait. Just wait a freaking minute. All right. The lies. There's been a lot of lies told at this table about this young man, Devin Haney. Okay, and these lies need to stop. Let me tell you something right now. Out of 33 professional fights, how many fights has he actually ran in? Maybe two. Maybe two. I'll give him two. That he actually was going back. That Jose one, like, yo, you son, he was going in circles. I'm sorry, Devin, right? But he's not been running. Bro, Linares, he stood there right in front of him. Remember, he gave him stanky legs?
And we
How did he
saw what
get stanky
happened.
legs? How did he get stanky legs if he was running? How? The only way you're gonna get stanky legs is you was in the pocket.
He won't stand. My point is, he won't stand in
He
the
didn't
pocket with
run from
Keyshawn.
Loma. He didn't run from Loma. He didn't run. Look,
Loma doesn't punch like Keyshawn.
listen. What do you mean Loma don't punch? Loma was knocking. Yo, he knocked that Japanese dude, Nakatani, whatever. Knocked him out of the ring, bro. That dude has never been knocked out. What are
All
you
right,
talking about?
Look at Nakatani's
Loma was the
record
Matrix.
and find
He's
out how
the
many times he got knocked
Matrix.
out.
Bro, frontline, you're full of shit. Devin Haney does not run. He does
Bro,
not. He went through a little bullshit. Did he run from Brian Norman Jr.?
yes.
No. No, no, that's called boxing. You can use your footwork and don't mix up
Here's a question I
footwork
got for
from
you.
running.
Here's a
No,
question.
no, 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 no.
I want an honest answer.
What 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 um
I want an
what
honest answer when I ask you this question.
what honest? You haven't said an honest answer since you've been on. What are you
I want
talking
an
about?
honest
You
answer.
want an honest one out of
Okay.
me? Who's
Let's
asking?
let's hypothetically say that Devin utilizes his quote unquote boxing skills. What's gonna because Keyshawn, we all know, is notorious for cutting the ring off. He knows how to he knows how to cut the ring off. What's gonna happen when Devin Haney is trapped in a corner and Keyshawn unloads? You're telling
Listen.
me that he's not gonna get in his bike and run? That local.
Okay, check this out. First of all, your analogy with your whole thing was garbage. Okay? Listen. What what
Yeah.
listen, it's
Play the
like it's
violin when
like
you talk about Haney. That's what I need from you.
no, no, no. There is no violence because you get no sympathy from me. Listen, Haney's gonna rock your boy. What you're talking about is Keyshawn Davis cutting this rope that like this miraculous fighter that he's not. John Davis has never cut the rope, the corners on somebody as quick and agile as Devin. When you can show me he can do that, then I'll tell you he can do that. He can't trap that kind of fighter. For your second theory, when he does trap Devin Haney, Devin Haney's a much better inside fighter than Keith John Davis. He's much slicker, much faster, and quicker. Just ask Brian Norman Jr. how
No,
he set
he's not.
him up and walked him into that shot. Okay? So both your theories are freaking garbage. There, listen, Devin has just as quick as jab as Keyshawn. He utilizes it better. Keyshawn Davis fights better going off the ropes and backwards than Devin. Devin fights better off the back foot than Keyshawn. Keyshawn's agility, Devin has the movement to move with Keyshawn. They can move with each other. Okay? Keyshawn can spin him, Devin can spin him. As it goes for the fighting, Devin has a better arsenal. Keyshawn has a good combination setups, but it's nothing Devin ain't never been what he never seen in sparring against all the top fighters in the world. When I mean Devin has sparred against all the top fighters in the world, I mean he has sparred with all the top fighters in the world. Keyshawn is bringing absolutely nothing Devin ain't never seen. And I mean nothing. It's going to go down to a fight. You really think that Devin's that defensively broken that Keyshawn Davis is going to be able to do what Ryan do? Your analogy and a lot of people's thinking is, shit, if Ryan can do that to Devin, what could Keyshawn do to him? That's what your mentality is. The
You
problem
want to
is
know what
this
the
is
difference is?
wait, the problem is this is the fight business. There were different elements in the Ryan fight versus the Keyshawn fight. Ryan's a lot bigger than both of them dudes. And
Okay,
Ryan can crack. And
right,
Ryan's a lot
exactly.
faster.
You just hit the nail on the head right there. You
Bro,
answered your own question.
so listen. No, wait, frontline. So just because Ryan was able to do that doesn't mean Keyshawn can do that. Keyshawn's style is not Ryan's, and Keyshawn's not going to get in like that. See, because what Keyshawn's going to do, he's going to box and fight Devin. And when you do that at that speed, you're right up Devin's alley. Now Devin's fighting a boxer, not a wild guy, not a guy spontaneous, not a guy that made Devin think. When you start doing salsa right in front of a salsa fucking master, well, then you're right up my alley. Keyshawn is going to go in there with that slick American shit, and Devin's going to go, there we go. Thank, oh, and he's going to put that boy down because
Stop it.
Ryan was unpredictable. It
Here's
wasn't boxing. Devin
here's
went
the
out there and he had a figure, and the boom got caught. Got caught.
here's the
Keyshawn's not
difference.
going to do that. Keyshawn's going to come out, jab, jab. Devin's going to look at him like this. He's prepared to
No,
jab, go, come right over it.
you're analyzing this fight
Bro,
completely wrong.
all right,
There's a
all right.
difference. Ryan is a fucking monster with his power. We got to give him that. The difference between Ryan and Keyshawn
Here we
is
go.
that Keyshawn will break Devin down round by round, and then he would go for the kill. That's the difference. Ryan Garcia went for the kill right off the bat, hence why he dropped him in the first round and damn near stopped the fight in the first round.
Pug thinks he's going to go 24 rounds. You think
No, no, no,
Keyshawn
no,
going
no.
to
You
beat
got to read
him?
the whole thing. You got to read the whole
What,
thing.
what did
Pug
it
is
say? What?
saying, look, I'm gonna read from the top. So
All
like
right, go
that.
ahead.
He says Key with no drugs makes Ryan Osterling look like a rookie. No doubt Haney is ultimate pro. He learned that lesson and going into the Key fight, it's best skill versus skill fight at a true 147 right now. Nobody mentions one way to rematch clause in Haney's favor. Regardless if it's mandatory defense, Key should grant Haney's rematch clause and earn the belt in two fights like Camboso's made Haney do. Betting Key more willing to go 24 rounds with Haney if needed than Haney wanting a rematch to get his belt back. Key is way more balanced than Ryan. Ryan got the fast hands, but his feet are a step behind. Key never has his balance too far ahead, too far behind, too far wide for him. Just watch the fights.
Listen. I understand all of that. I get what you see. I see the comparison. Problem comes in for me. This is where the problem comes in. Devin knows how to dance like that. You have to understand, since a little kid, Devin has been fighting a lot of American fighters. He's an American fighter himself. In Floyd Mayweather's gym, in that fucking doghouse where they have the dog rules, where Devin grew up in, where there was no time limit. That's how he fought Tank on the doghouse rules. Floyd Mayweather actually being sued for that shit. He said they hurt a lot of fighters like that because you fought until somebody gave up, type shit. That's where Devin came out of, places like that. And you gonna impress me by what? Saying that Keyshawn can do this better than Ryan. Yeah, I know
No,
that.
you're
I'm
misunderstanding
talking. I'm talking.
what
But I
Pug said. Pug said systematically,
here we go.
Keyshawn breaks down his fighters round after round, where
Okay,
Devin relies on going round after round, hoping for the cards to go his way. That's what what Pug said, and I agree. It makes
so
total
oh
sense.
so you agree? So running around with Albright in your last fight, that was dominance. What the
No,
fuck are you guys saying?
we all
Don't
said it.
listen.
We all said it. It
No.
wasn't
That
his
was
best
all bullshit.
performance.
That was and look at Keyshawn's last performance. Bullshit. Bullshit. Hoping to go to the scorecards so that he wins the fight because he know he's winning.
First of all, he didn't take
Exactly what you
Albright
described.
serious.
What you described about Devin, you could say that about Keyshawn's last
You can
fight.
say that about any boxer.
No, stop it. No, just stop it.
You can say it about Inouye.
Just stop the lies. If
Look
you
at his
could say
last
that, then
performance.
okay. If you could say that about any boxer, then why bring it up? If it's going to get thrown right back at you. So you can't
Because you
criticize a man for you being exactly that. Is that
the
what you're saying?
point the point is going over your
Is
head.
that no? Oh, excuse me. There has been a lot of lies told here. We are gonna stop, bro. Bro, you got
There's no lies. These are all opinions.
you and Pugs got this fucking crying shit going on right now. Look at this. This is you and Pugs right here. I gotta play this for
No,
you.
that's the
I gotta play
Haney's
this
and
for
their
you.
fans.
Nah,
That's y'all
bro.
right there.
Stop it.
Yeah, blah, blah.
Y'all making
Listen,
Haney seem like this
listen.
fucking
This
boxing god.
is horrible, bro. This stigma that you guys are trying to put on this fight, like
I tell you what,
this is trash.
I'm not gonna talk about it no more. I'm not gonna talk about it no more. But I guarantee you one thing: tomorrow or whenever the purse bid is. When's the purse bid? Did it happen already?
Nah, tomorrow in San Juan, Puerto Rico, July
Okay,
30th.
I guarantee you, once the purse bid happens, magically, Devin's not gonna fight Keyshawn Davis like he didn't fight Sandor Martin. Watch, and then all the fucking Haney sexuals are gonna come here and fucking say that Keyshawn magically ducked when we all gonna know the truth. That's what's gonna happen. Watch.
Yo, yo, are you done? Are you done?
I've been
Are you
done.
done?
I've been
Because
done.
this Jordy Kale is getting you and Pugs. The award goes to for the Jordy Kales of the day. Pugs in front line. You guys are you guys got the award. Stop it. Stop it. Listen, your boy Keyshawn Davis right now, he's probably scared to fight Devin right now. Yeah, he won a 72-hour extension. They offered him $3 million. He's not worth $3 million, and he wouldn't take that. The man's under the bed shaking right now. You could hear him. He's clattering together, shit like that. They like Keyshawn, come out. Devin's not here right now.
Yo,
And
the
Keyshawn's
Haney
underneath
glaze
the.
is
You know what
real.
Keyshawn doing right now? He's tucking his chain in. Cause here come Debo. He about to take his chain.
Nah, he
Yeah,
went to Debo house. He went
no,
to
he didn't go.
Debo house.
No, he didn't go to Debo's
He
house. He
went to
went to
Debo
Craig's
house.
house. He went to Craig's house. He went to Craig's front porch. Debo, they never showed you where Debo lived. And
Oh,
if
that's right. He went to Craig's house to see if Debo come by, and Debo was
nah,
hiding
he was
somewhere.
ducking Debo. So that means that you went to the wrong person's house, filmed it, knowing you were safe at Craig's house. The Debo weren't there. Because if had you pulled up to Debo house, first thing you would have saw would have been like a fucking Bentley, a Rolls Royce, and you knew you were at the right place because that's what Devin Haney drives. So that's Debo's house. It would have been really big house. There'd have been some dogs there barking, and you would have needed clearance to get past the first gate.
The
That's Debo's
glaze
house. He
is
wasn't
real.
there. He
The
didn't show up there
glaze
because if
is
Keyshawn
real.
Davis would have showed up to that house, they would have did him worse than they did Tiger Johnson in that press conference. They would have took his
Right.
sneakers, that little chain he had, and they would have seen Keyshawn Davis butt naked walking down the street. If you pulled up to Debo's house, he didn't go there. He went where it was safe. He went to Craig's house
Listen,
because Craig had
I
a
got
brick.
I got a
He had a
question
brick,
for you.
and he was there with Smokey.
I got a question for you. Who's as of right now, who is the current reigning and defending Nostradamus world champion?
Um, listen, we're gonna get right back to that on the next episode.
No, no, no,
Right
no, 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 no,
now,
no.
right
It's a
now, what
key.
we're doing is
It's a
we're
key
talking
factor. It's a key
boxing,
factor.
boxing talk here.
On my
Where
point.
what is your point? What is get to your point? You
My
haven't made a
point
point yet.
is when the fight happens, and I give you my Nostradamus prediction, I want to see what you got to say. Pug wants to see open scoring with any fighter down 6 rounds to 5 rounds going into the 12th round. We'll see who's
Okay,
last man standing then.
okay, Pugs. I disagree. I disagree. I think you're onto something. I just the way you explained it, I disagree with your method. I don't disagree with your concept. Your
No, what he's
concept
saying
about
is make it an open
would
scoring and
you?
OG 15 rounds. I got key. So what he's saying is up the
Jesus Christ.
rounds.
Online. Frontline, you read it the first. I could hear what he's saying. I know what he said, right? I get it. And I said, I don't agree with his system, but I agree with his concept. And I was going to give my side of what I disagree with what he just said.
Dale.
So what I'm saying is, Frontline is 12 rounds still, not 15. We're still doing to do the 12. I don't
Here
agree
we
to
go.
the 15.
Haney
And as far
protection
as the
program.
scoring, I don't agree with the scoring past 5. With him, he wants it, you get it, the whole thing. I no. You put open scoring to the 5th or 6th round and then blind scoring from the 6th to the 12th. So I heard everything he said, right? Now I'm adding my side to it. No 15 rounds. We're going to go 12. And no scoring past 6. You know why? Because let's say your guy is down on the scorecards and he's 10 rounds out or something. He can give up on the fight or the coach can throw in. It can cause a different outcome. By blind scoring it, you don't know if you're in it or you're out. And if they can't see it, then still leave that much excitement in the fight. But at least you got open scoring definitely for half the fight. So 6 rounds, no matter what they say. I mean, there's a way that, but you can't do open scoring all the way in. It's going to alter the fight in some way. Either the guy gives up on himself or fights stronger. No, you got to let the natural course of events play out. You got to, and then bookies and people in Las Vegas and stuff, odds, what makes it interesting is like that blind shit. Look, in actuality, we've always had scoring on fights. I can't tell you how many people thought the unofficial scorecard was the real score. People to this day, they always show the score. It's right there. But so as far as someone giving you their perspective, whether it's been biased, correct, way wrong, okay, there was a scoring now, wasn't there? So it wasn't like we were always in the dark. It was a measuring stick, whether you agreed with it or not. We don't agree or didn't disagree with the judges that are actually scoring the fight. You don't know what they're actually doing. So, we're all like trying to score it ourselves. So that's where I think that he has something there. Yes. But I tweaked it a little. I don't want to go back to gladiator schools 15 rounds. A human's getting punched way too much. Throughout your career, you will suffer a lot of damage. You're going to pay for that at the end. It's bad enough. Floyd changed the game. He got out with a lot of senses still. As we all know, the boxers that pay the ultimate price are everybody that cuts weight. The heavyweight division is the only one that plays by their own set of rules. They never cut weight. They never went into a fight deplenished, dehydrated, fully from nights and weeks training like that. They're able to take punches because there's the most power up there. But these guys that cut weight, that's not healthy to release all the water out of all your organs. Fight after fight after fight. Vander Zayas paid for that against Jaron Butsenis. His punch resistance because of that massive weight cut. We saw him a month out from the fight on the press conference with Jaron Butsenis. What did Jaron Butsenis say to him? What are you in a fat camp? Look how big you are. Then all of a sudden, 3 weeks later, he's in a white suit and he looked like a fucking, like he went on a fucking cocaine bin, like he was a drug cartel. He lost that much weight. It was alarming. And in 24 hours, he had to cut weight again to make weight for the fight and then had one night to replenish. You were going to pay for that, kid. And you lacked the experience. Damn, Xander, bro. You really was in like a tough spot, man. But guess what? He took the fight. Was he responsible for the outcome? Yes. Move on to the next. Bam. But you're watching like now Devin and Keyshawn fight. Bro, have you seen their stats? They look like they're looking in the mirror. As far as attributes, same age. They're both 27. Same height. They're both 5'9". Same reach. Devin's 1 inch. 71, he has 70. They're like the same. And always in fights, right? Um, some fighters say it. If you come at me with the same height, the same reach, you can't fuck with me. You gotta bring something to the table. Sebastian Fundora brings that danger to the table every time somebody fights him. He doesn't have to be that skilled. You got so much attributes. You understand? Now you got to figure out that puzzle, but they're the same. So, and then when you go to the back, okay, what separates them? Devin's experience. His experience, so okay, after the experience test, let's go to the eye test. What does Keyshawn Davis do? Eye test better than Devin. What does Devin do? Eye test better than Keyshawn. You look them up and down. Their defense, their jab, their right hand, their check hooks, their eye-to-eye coordination, their distance management, their range, how fast they fight their range, how fast do they start? Is one a fast starter? Is one a slow starter? What is it about Keyshawn in the eye test that after you do the eye test, shit, let's go to the power. I'm going to have to give Keyshawn the slight advantage on the power. And as Devin demonstrates it, I think he's going to have power, but just because I think that, no, Keyshawn, I'm going to give it to Keyshawn. And you go to speed. Start to size them up and down. And then when you do your assessment, you're going to realize why Devin's getting 75% and why, in actuality, we need to give Keyshawn credit if he takes this fight. Y'all done talked this man up to fight Devin now. And now it's time for Keyshawn Davis to become the businessman in front of your face. With fighting only competition, Jermaine Ortiz, not to take shots at him, great competition, but Dennis Barancek, who, like, where are these big fights that Keyshawn, I think you're rushing him too much. I think that Keyshawn Davis should have picked a fight with somebody else in the division. Fit maybe the winner out of Rolly and Teal. Ryan Garcia's right there too. But I don't see these guys lining up to fight Ryan Garcia. You know who you'd rather fight? Devin Haney. And Ryan Garcia is a massive bag right now. But I don't see you knocking on his door. You gonna go try to fight Devin because they calling him pillow fisted. You trying to fight Devin because of what Ryan did to him. And you fighting Devin because you're not fighting the guy that beat the guy. No, you wouldn't do that. So Keyshawn's trying to go after Devin, which, remember, Devin was sorted out by Bill Haney for a reason. In fact, the day that Devin Haney and his little entourage got into the altercation with Tiger Johnson, Bill Haney was there on assignment to do what? To corner in Keyshawn Davis and get him to agree to fight his son. Keyshawn Davis didn't go looking for Devin. They went looking for him. He was well sought, looked over by the camp. They did the numbers. Yup, Devin. He caters right to your fighting style. In fact, the people that do the numbers say you're going to stop him. Bill Haney got up, got dressed, went right to the fucking thing where Keyshawn, they said, yep, he's here, Bill. Keyshawn is right here. Bill pulled up, got out, and set the young man up. They set him up. They knew if they put a camera in front of Keyshawn Davis, he was just going to be himself. See, Keyshawn's not scared to fight Devin. Of course not. He's a fucking warrior. Keyshawn ain't scared of nobody. So they knew he would say yes. And the minute Keyshawn said, oh, yeah, I'll fight Devin, gotcha. This has been a setup from day one. They want you to believe Keyshawn actually got a real chance in this fight. Yo, this kid is good. Keyshawn is fucking good. Bro, if he lands a solid shot on Devin, he might hurt Devin, bro. If Devin's not careful with this one, that's why this is a very dangerous assignment. With high risk comes great reward. If Devin knocks out Keyshawn, bro, you're going to have to give it to him. You're going to have to give it to him. Then they're going to start saying that Keyshawn was never him. That's what they're going to say. But this is well calculated by Devin Haney and Bill Haney's team, bro. This has been a plan in the making from them. From a long, you better pay attention to what's happening. They set that kid up. They knew you guys were going to eat it up. They knew you guys loved Keyshawn, the businessman charisma. The way he was doing it, he's flashy, he's flamboyant, he talks the shit. Bro, he fit the profile. They went, sought him out, they compared the styles, they did the numbers, and they sent Bill right out the door to go get him. Go get him. And here we are. And you guys watch, watch what happens. And then you know what's gonna happen the next day after the fight? Frontline's gonna come up here with you're gonna hear this, right? This is what you're gonna hear. And then right behind that, there's gonna be some crow. You know what I'm saying? Because Frontline's not gonna have no explanation, but he's gonna tell me, yo, Edwin, what happened was the day before the fight, the aliens came down in the ship. They beamed up the real Keyshawn Davis and beamed down this clone of him. And he's the one that went in there that was not Keyshawn Davis because Keyshawn Davis, he has his right eye twitches like this and it wasn't twitching. So, it's going to be all these conspiracy theories. But other than the fact that Devin was just better than him, watch, it's going to be everything
All
but
right,
the
now let's
fact that
flip that
Devin was just
coin.
better.
Let's flip that
Watch.
coin. Flip
Go
that
ahead.
coin. Flip
Go
that
ahead. You
coin.
want me to wait. Would you like me to play the music for you, or you just want to go
No,
from here?
flip the
Okay, go.
coin. Flip the coin. What's gonna happen when Keyshawn
Yeah,
drops
blah, blah.
Devin and stops him?
Yo, listen, they
Are we
have a
gonna get a
TV
lot of
show back
slow
in the day.
singing and
Back in the
flower
day.
bringing?
Back in my day, they had a TV show. It was called Fantasy Island. And all these people, they would travel to the fantasy island to, because everything was fantasy over there and they can do things and stuff. It was a remarkable show. Are you talking about that show, Fantasy Island, that
Hey,
when Keyshawn
shout out to
knocks out Devin? I
We
mean,
fight in the building and
fuck
low
out of
key,
here.
low key in the building. And we
Let me
fight
take
in the
my
building.
chain out.
Yo,
If
into other
Debo ain't
news,
coming for my chain, he coming for
into
Keyshawn chain.
other
Keyshawn, you
news,
better tuck your chain in.
we lost the unified champion.
What?
We lost another unified champion.
Who?
René Chulo Santiago.
What happened?
The WBO fucked him because he got hurt. He was supposed to fight Kiria in Japan,
Yep.
and because he got hurt, they stripped him. It's vacated now. So now Kiria is fighting the Venezuelan dude. That's also a dangerous fight for Kiria.
Listen to me.
But you don't check your messages. I sent you all this shit like
All right.
yesterday and the
All
day
right. Check
before.
this out. Check this out. Check this out. Right. Listen to me. First of all, the WBO stripped a Puerto Rican champion. Not likely, but they did. And the only way you'll do that is you say you got hurt and you don't got no proof. There have been many times, in particular, the WBO was the organization when Jamel Charlo hurt his hand, broke his hand, scheduled to fight Tim Tszyu. They gave Jamel Charlo an extension when he proved x-rays of the broken hand and was seen with the cast on. He proved it. Whatever Rene Chulo Santiago's proof, because now this is not a rinky dink organization. This is not, you hear it on the news. No, this is a professional organization that has had it back and forth with the fighter. If Rene Chulo Santiago was doing something else other than training and wasn't going to be ready for the deadline they gave him 4 months ago, notification. They said, you got to be ready to go to sign to. And now you start doing the numbers, you're not going to be ready for the fight. Guess what? I got an injury. And guess what? The WBO said, oh, really? Well, let me get the proof. And if you can't provide that,
Let me see what
guess what the
Boxing Truth
organization's going to
says.
do? They're going to take their belt back. They don't take your belt from you for anything. You come up here and you say that the WBO fucked them. No, like the fighter didn't do nothing. You can't be so sure that Rene Santiago checked off all the box and was meeting all the requirements of the WBO. I don't know that to be true. But what I do know is they took their belt. And I have to admit, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it because the guy's Puerto Rican. I'm going to give you I'm going to listen. In life, they just don't take things away from you. You could sue them. Obviously, the reason that they took their belt, Duro Santiago's not suing the WBO like Jael Patai is, right? Because he doesn't feel there was no
No,
foul.
okay. Okay, so they just corrected it. He did get stripped, corrected. Now he's a champion in recess.
He's the champion in recess. Okay, so
But the
apparently
title's vacant, and Kira's fighting Carlos Canizales,
what's going to
which
probably
is
end up happening, he's going to fight the winner out of them too. And he'll be
yes,
back. He'll be back on his status. This is a
yes.
slap on the wrist, but the organization has not given up on him. Okay, listen. You weren't ready. You can't. Nope. We got to go on with our title fight. We got to
Yep.
get money. Okay, but you will get whoever wins. So now he just got to correct the mistake. So Rene Chulo Santiago, right, right. He
As of now,
Rene.
he's not a unified. Yeah, René Chulo Santiago.
Okay, so he's not a unified right now, but that's okay. I mean, yo, shit happens. Sometimes the fighters, bro, go on vacation a little too long. Learn from this, come back, rebound, get your belt back, and then go back and try to get three. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
No, we fight. He's not an interim champ. He's just a champion in recess right now. Is what they
In
got
recess,
him
yeah,
as.
you're not. That doesn't make you interim. Just makes you a champion in recess. Yeah.
So what they did
So
with Ray Vargas for a long time. He's
a
still, I think,
long
champion.
time. A
I think he's.
fucking.
I
Isn't
think
Tank
he's still
Davis champion recess right now?
también. Yeah.
I'm being champion in recess. Tank Davis.
Um. What else we got? Boxing news. What else we got?
What else we got for boxing news? Just I guess some fights that are coming up. You know, we could talk about that. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? I mean, if you guys are done with this Devin Haney thing, do you feel like do any of you guys think that Keyshawn Davis is pricing himself out? That is one of the things I've been waiting to see because it was a $3 million offer. And they're saying right here, I'm reading it right here, $3 million guaranteed.
Yo,
So
did you hear about Caroline Dubois?
what about her?
She just, I guess, she just fought over in UK somewhere. I think
Okay.
no,
And
this unified lightweight champion Caroline Dubois has parted ways with trainer Shane. Oh no, she parted ways with her
oh,
with
that
her.
okay. All right.
That's not really news.
All right. So does anybody think that Keyshawn Davis priced himself out?
No, hell no.
Because okay, oh wait a minute. You say hell no. What's the biggest
He-
payday he ever got? Wait.
it time out. It doesn't matter what his highest payday was.
It don't matter.
It's
You're not
what
selling
this.
tickets.
It's what. Neither is
That
Haney. Let's keep
matters.
it 100.
It
Haney ain't
don't
selling
matter.
tickets either.
Mira,
Haney ain't selling.
this
Haney
dude
ain't
is
putting seats in
biased.
asses and seats.
This dude is yo. Listen, I'm so glad you're not like a power that be in because you would be comprado. You would have all kinds of vanilla envelopes in Frontline's office. If right now, if Frontline was like the chairman of boxing, we kick open his front door. I'd be like, boom, it's the feds. And Frontline would be have a whole bunch of envelopes everywhere. Because listen,
You can't
you
buy
could buy
me.
this dude.
I'm an expensive bitch.
Listen, no, listen. You could buy this guy. I can see it now because it's obviously he's on this campaign tirade. I guess Keyshawn Davis checks are better than Devin Haney checks because Frontline is obviously getting Keyshawn Davis checks right now, as you can see. Like this
No,
man has not.
what I'm saying is you see, you're going into the little, you're looking at the corner of the picture. You're not looking at the whole picture. This fight is worth a hell of a lot more than what they're trying to give him, and he knows it. That's why he took it the first bit. He knows that the Haneys are trying to pull a fast one on him and giving him less money than what he's worth.
Yeah, blah, blah.
No, I mean the crying doesn't stop.
It's no
You,
crying, it's
you, that
facts.
it's that none of that what you said is remotely a fact. Remotely, you see, because there are rules that are put in place for the WBO organization that states that when you win their title, 75% goes to the champion and 25% goes to the challenger. Now, under those rule structures, you can't say Keyshawn Davis didn't know about them. Weren't you the WBO champion in the last weight division? When you missed weight with Edwin De Los Santos, you went into negotiation. The WBO licensed officials were in there. They went over WBO rules with you. So you knew the WBO rules because you've been with their organization, Keyshawn Davis.
Can I
Going
ask you a
into the
question,
Devin
Ever?
Haney, wait a minute. Going into the Devin Haney fight, by you thinking that you're worth more than $3 million, right? See, the $3 million, right? At this point, he's not sure if it's actually 25% than what Devin's making. Because Keyshawn's not entitled to that number. And the number that comes off the networks. So I think what Jay Prince and them are doing, they think 3 million's too low. They think Devin's making more. And I can promise you, I don't think that's the case. because they're looking at an overall network of Devin's network. They're not just looking at like at a percentage like that. But Keyshawn knew this. He had to have known this because once upon a time he was the WBO champion and he was offered 75%. And then when De Los Santos was given that 25%. So he knew this. Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is sitting there acting like, nah, that's way too low. I'm not worth that. Blah, blah, blah. No, now you're playing dumb. But why are you playing dumb? Are you really betting on yourself? And in order to bet on yourself, you would have to get Devin Haney more money. So what you're doing is you're rolling the dice that the investors think that Devin Haney versus you is worth more than what you think Devin's getting because you're only going to get the same 25%. The only way your dollar amount can go up if Devin's dollar amount goes up. So what you're gambling on is that Devin gets more money rather than taking the 3 million. And let's talk about the pay-per-view now. The streaming network. What am I getting? How much? How much of a percentage? 13%? What am I getting? Let's talk about that. Because that's where the real money starts to come in, right? So I think $3 million was good. It was a good offer. A great offer, in fact, for Keyshawn. I don't what if he goes to this purse bid and people don't bid on the fight like that? And he
You talking
gets
about
less
getting
than 3
bought
million.
out? You're getting bought out. You're a cheap whore. I'm an expensive bitch.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, if anybody came with a little bit of money, they front like go around one and say this, you would be up here fucking starting propaganda. I don't know where you're going with this because I'm telling you right now, you're giving Keyshawn Davis way too much stock. He has to prove it first.
I'm not
See, I'm
giving
not
him stock at
I,
all.
I'm
I'm
not
giving him
listen,
probability.
you're
There's a
giving him these
difference.
these probabilities you give him off are on fake stats
Hold on.
in your
You even said
mind.
it yourself. So you're saying Keyshawn has zero chance
No, no, no,
with
no, 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 no. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. No one ever said that. Now, if you start talking like that, now I can't argue that. You start saying the word chance. But you start throwing around these probabilities and these fake stats that don't exist, that you don't have anything to back up your claim with. There is not a fighter that Keyshawn Davis has fought like the fighters that Devin has ever fought. There's nothing that Keyshawn's ever done that Devin's never done. There's no style that Keyshawn has that Devin has not seen. There's nothing that Keyshawn brings to the table that's going to overwhelm Devin Haney. They're the same height, same reach, same age. Now it goes to their skill. You still haven't proven your case, whether you have shown me something that says, you don't want to know something? Keyshawn beat the shit out of Brian Norman Jr. Or he beat the shit out of somebody like Loma. Or Keyshawn beat the shit out of somebody. Give me evidence. Definitive proof. Rather than the fucking Albright
Let
he
me ask you
fought.
something.
And I'm
Regardless of when
telling
the fight
you,
happened,
if you put
hold on, because I'm gonna
Albright,
stop you in your tracks
if
right
you
now.
put Albright in the ring with Devin, Devin stops Albright.
Devin hasn't
I
stopped
rest
nobody
my
since
case. I don't
2017.
give a fuck, but he'll stop Albright.
Let me
You
ask you
haven't
something.
never you never put Albright in the ring with him. How would you find you know that?
Exactly my
Go ahead
point.
and put Albright in the ring with Devin. See what's
Let
gonna
me ask you
happen to
this,
Albright.
because you
Fuck
want to
out
talk
of here.
about resumes, right?
You're crazy.
Regardless of when the fight happened, name one person on Devin's resume that's better than Jose Pedraza. Regardless of when the fight happened with Keyshawn, name one fighter on Devin's resume that's better than Jose Pedraza.
I won't name one. I'll name a couple. Brian Norman Jr., Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, um, um, shit. I think Regis Progress. Shit. I think
No.
Lenoris in his prime, definitely. Um, um, let's see. Shit,
Matter of fact,
that's more than one.
let me pull this shit up right now. Let me pull up
That's
Keyshawn's.
more than one.
No, no,
I
because
mean,
you're thinking
okay,
about it
Brian
exactly
Norman
how I
Jr.
didn't want you
Brian
to
Norman
think
Jr.
about it.
Jose, oh, listen, Jose Ramirez might be close. Fucking Ryan Garcia, Regis Progress, Lomachenko, not George Camboza, no. Um, fucking Jojo Diaz, Joseph Diaz. Shit, he might be better than him. Um,
Jose Pedraza at one point in his career,
yeah, those dudes are better than him. Yeah, they are.
you're bugging.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Them dudes are all better than him, bro. Um, shit, Juan Carlos Burgos is better than him.
You're
Yeah, bro.
bugging.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, let me tell you, like, uh, look at definitely Brian Norman Jr. is gonna end up his career way better than him, and he is better than him. Jose Rivera, I mean, Ramirez, Jose Ramirez, you know what I'm saying? He had a decent record when he fought Devin. His record was 29-2. So he wasn't like a bum or anything like that. And he was a 4-star fighter. He was just up there and he's rated higher as Pedraza in stars. Ryan Garcia is a 5-star fighter. Regis Progress is a 4-star fighter and a 2-time world champion. Lomachenko is a multiple division world champion, 2-time gold medalist. You said name you one guy. Shit, I can name you six.
What's
So,
Look at Pedraza's accomplishments.
you look at Pedraga's accomplishments if you want. Like
Let's go.
Pedraga's that ain't fucking with him. He only had one belt, bro. He was a champion one time.
Let's go to his professional
He had
career.
he had a bunch of fucking minor titles. Pedraza never became Tank ruined them. Had he not taken that Tank fight, Pedraza has a better career. Tank beat the crap out of him. He was never the same. Nah, bro. You bugging. Yeah, I'll go look up Pedraza's shit because obviously, you're gonna be taking a minute because you just don't want
No,
us to
I'm
see.
on my
All
phone. That's why.
right.
So it makes it hard for me to go back and forth. You got the computer.
Oh, that's what it
You
is. Oh,
you
that's what
can
it
go
is.
screen to screen. I ain't trying to sugarcoat or hide nothing. I'm just saying. Let me look up
All
while
right.
you look up Pedraza. I'm gonna look up
Yeah.
Devin
Oh,
Haney.
yeah. I'll go look up Pedraza because you don't want to look him up.
I got him right here in
But
front of me. I'm not worried about that.
Ah, but you got Jose Pedraza in front of you, but all of a
Not,
sudden you can't read off his thing. Jose Pedraza right now he has a
no, I'm,
record of 29 fights, 7 losses, was knocked out 3 times with 14 knockouts. He came into the fight, King David fight, he was 22-0.
hmm
Pedraza right now is coming off 3 straight consecutive losses. No, in fact, one was a split decision with Ricardo, and then another loss with Jose, the dude that fought Devin Haney. Oh my God, you're a bum. Listen, frontline, right now. You're on the ropes. You're down bad, frontline.
Devin
Jesus
Haney's
Christ.
last knockout was in 2019,
Listen, you're moving
and
the
you are
goalpost.
claiming that
You're
he's
moving.
knocking
Wait a
Keyshawn
minute.
out.
First, wait a minute. You were just claiming that nobody on his fucking resume was better than just Pedraza.
I just
That's
named
what you
one
were
that I
just claiming.
remembered off the top of my
Bro,
head.
listen, you
Yo,
are
shout out to
down
Mr.
bad.
T with the $5 super chat. He said in order for Keyshawn to get 3 million, he turned down the highest bid would have to be for 12 million. Anything less than 12 mils and Keyshawn fumbled.
He fumbles, right. And that's what I was saying to you guys. I'm trying to get you guys to understand exactly what that gentleman just said. That if he got an offer, $3 million offer, I think I would have took that. Because you're gonna have to gamble on the fact that somebody's gonna have to actually pay Devin Haney and you. Devin Haney's purse would have to go up in order for your money to go up. Because the same 25% that is going to be laid down for the fight, which means this is how it happens. Hypothetically, if somebody says, I'll give you $15 million for the fight, 15 million. You got you give Devin 12, right? You give Keyshawn Davis 25% of the 12 you give to Keyshawn. You take the other 3, you give it to the card. You pay the co-main event, the next ones, and then the rest trickle down. The rest of that 3 million, you disperse it, and you pay your card. So the fight would actually have to be 15. Devin takes 12 or whatever. Off of that 12, you take off the 25%, give it to Keyshawn, then the other 3 pays the rest of the card type shit. That's the only way Keyshawn wins here. And he's kind of breaking even right there. He'll get a little bit over that 3 towards 25% off 12. Do the math. That's what he's entitled to. By the structure order of the WBO in Puerto Rico that awards the champion 75% and 25. And I've already discussed this with you guys. Keyshawn knew this. Because once upon a time, he was a WBO champion and he went into negotiation with Edwin De Los Santos at some point. He was offered the 75 and Edwin De Los Santos was offered the same terms under the 25%. Because you were a former WBO champion. So you had to have known all of this. So by Keyshawn going in there, installing the tactics, what he's actually saying, and I said this, this is the things we are not privileged to, right? The things we don't know. We got to assume somebody behind the scenes is either telling Jay Prince or Keyshawn's, promoting or who's ever on top of that shit, right? What's up, salute? That, hey, come over here. What? We betting $20 million on the purse bidder for this fight. They know somebody got 20 million for the fight. They can't say nothing. So Keyshawn's being told, yo, Keyshawn, no filme. No filme. Don't sign. Keyshawn, don't sign that shit. Don't sign that shit, Keyshawn. And Keyshawn's like, I ain't signing. No firma. I'm not signing. I ain't signing shit. It could be some other people, investors. Now, a lot of this stuff is done behind the back rooms, you know, a couple shady characters here and there. We got 12 million for the fight.
I got a question, Edwin. What the fuck does it matter to us what these boxers are getting paid? We just want to see the fight. How it happens, who the fuck cares?
No. Now stop right there. This is all part of boxing. That's why we care. Because when we say these fights don't get made, and the reason why, these are years of fans pushing back to get here. Shit, we're lucky we even know this. It's because of years of fans saying, you know what? That Floyd Mayweather fight was 8 years too late. We're not going to go see it. We're tired of this shit. This is why this is important. It's not that we're checking their pockets. The fans are getting an inside look on why these fights don't get made and how hard this shit is. What are the next stages? What are the next phases? You guys always wanted to know it, and here it is. This is years of fans getting us here. And Frontline, you're not going to bring us back to the Stone Age. No, we're going to talk about this. Nope, because it's necessary. Because at the end of the day, if we don't get this fight, I want to know why. Why didn't this happen? Because Keyshawn Davis apparently, listen, I'm not putting any pressure or any scrutiny to either one of these men. They didn't already do to themselves. I wasn't the one that said he's stalling. I wasn't the one that said he's ducking. You did. So if the fight doesn't happen, there's some explaining to do. Fans want to know. We control boxing. The fans. We're the ones that buy plane tickets. We're the ones that rent hotel rooms, deal with the fucking people losing our luggage, getting a rental car. We fight traffic. We support your ass. If I want to know why the fight's not being made, I'm the consumer. And we have the right to know this shit. And if you want to follow it, if it's not up your alley, it's okay. It's okay. Be other boxing talk later. But for the people that are saying, no, this guy is fighting this guy and he's ducking him, no. Well, you know what? Let's get to the bottom of it. Me, you together, crazy ass front line. We all get together. We talk about it. Why? Because, yo, that Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao shit, they kept it on the wraps. There was a lot of accusations being thrown around. Steroid accusations, weren't they? Manny, I'll fight you or take the test. Then all of a sudden, 5 years later, but nobody, they didn't do the questions that we're doing right now. They didn't put up the purse bid on fucking live. They didn't open us to the back room. So why negotiations just fell through and mysteriously vanished for 5 years? And the boxing world didn't hold them accountable. But guess what? The cameras are on in this situation, and we have been there every step of the motherfucking way. We even know the time, the date, negotiating when the purse bid. You could be there yourself. We're locked in. You're damn right. Because we got here. Because we were pushing back as fight fans and demanding, hey, I want to see what's going on back there. Pull the curtain open. You're damn right. We're talking about it. It's not about checking somebody's pockets. It's about what's really going on with these fights. Whose fault is it? You know, are you the kind of champion you claim to be? Because we wouldn't be in this situation if you weren't up there beating your chest, talking about you'll kick anybody's ass. Really? Really? You're just going to beat up anybody. Well, I got somebody right here. And all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I forgot. I got hemorrhoid surgery that week. I can't fight him. I got a bunion on my toe right here. It's been fucking with me. I need some time off. No, 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 no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And then what's gonna happen is if you don't check that shit right there, what's gonna happen? He's gonna feel like he can say it again. Then all of a sudden you got this champion running around there saying he's gonna kick everybody's ass, but not fighting no one.
Yo, did you hear about this, Edwin?
Who's that remind you of?
Yo, did you hear
You
about
fill in the
this?
blanks.
Did you hear about Usyk
What?
could fight for a super heavyweight title?
Huh? Stop playing.
Alexander, hold on, let me read this to you. You ready?
Yeah.
Alexander Usyk could face Deontay Wilder for Sufa Boxing's inaugural heavyweight title in the final fight of his career. Usyk relinquished his WBF, IBF, and WBA belts in June after becoming a three-time undisputed champion across cruiserweight and heavyweight. The 39-year-old has since confirmed that he has plans to compete only once more before retirement. His advisor, Sergey Lapin, described Wilder as one of the most realistic options and confirmed that discussions with Sufa Boxing have already taken place. Usyk versus Wilder is definitely one of the loudest and most realistic options right now, Lapin said. We have had conversations with Sufa, but there's no agreement yet. Lapin added that Usyk would immediately give legitimacy to Sufa's new heavyweight championship, but stressed that the opponent, platform, and financial package must all be suitable for his final appearance. Wilder enters the discussion after defeating Derek Chisora by split decision in April. Turkey Al-Sheikh is expected to receive the first opportunity to stage Uzyk's farewell fight before any agreement with Sufa is completed. Credit is ready to fight.
Wow. Wow. That's you know, smart fucking move by Dana White. That's a good power move on the chessboard right there. Uh Usyk being the fighter that never got beat for his titles, he vacated his titles and he walked away, and he's allowing the other men in the division to chase their dream of one day becoming a heavyweight world champion. He's not going to hold up the division. He doesn't feel that he's up on that level, and he's not going to fight these young guys coming in. So you know what? He did the Warriors the most honorable thing you can do as a champion. Gracefully give the division back. I've done what I done. I left undefeated. I gave you guys shots to beat me. You guys just didn't beat me. So I'm gonna walk away. Okay. If Zuffa can hire the services of that champion in the eyes of the people, he's still technically the heavyweight champion of the world. In fact, we still view him as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. If you could put that guy, a Zuffa belt around the waist of that guy, now he already accomplished Mount Rushmore of boxing. He had them all and the ring. Walked away from that and ended his career as the first heavyweight Zuffa champion. You put that belt around it with enough buzz, you might spark life into that heavyweight belt there. And all of a sudden, Dana White starts saying, you know what? I don't think the heavyweight champion of the world can beat the Zuffa heavyweight champion of the world. Then he puts him in, which will be the next step, which would be the ultimate goal to get the world to buy into the fact that this fighting champion is now competing against the Zuffa boxing champion. Now, you don't necessarily have to win the match for Zuffa. You don't have to win per se. Don't look at it like that. What you got to do is get the people to buy in to your product, your belt. That's the win. The minute that fight kicks off, Zuffa belt has to be something, because when this belt champion wins it, he's going to have to put it around his shoulder. Now, Zuffa is a belt, isn't it? Type shit. Or the fans might reject it. It's really up to the fans. The fans could reject it, like the IBO. These champion belts get the IBO. Is the IBO considered a world championship to this day? No. So they can treat it like that's going to be an interesting situation if that works. But it's worth the shot. It's worth investing in money in Usyk. No one actually beat him, and he's still around. Take him, put him in Zuffa, get that belt around his waist first. Let's see the reaction of the people. If there's a big outcry like, oh shit, Usyk did it all, he got all the belts now. Zuffa, we'll see what their next move from there. That's just business.
I don't think
If
that
if
benefits Tufa though, because it's his farewell fight. So if he
eh,
wins it, he can't defend it because he's
you don't,
retiring.
okay, you're thinking too far ahead. You're thinking too big for the moment. Zuffa doesn't need him to defend it. They just need him to win it and represent it one time. Your goal is not to take him and turn him into the best Zuffa world champion and then get him
Right.
to fight against these guys.
But
No.
he's fighting another regular boxer like Deontay Wilder. It's not like he's fighting a Sufa stablemate or anything like that. He's
Okay,
fighting
okay,
Deontay Wilder as a departure fight.
okay, okay, which is a great other name, because that would be awesome. But now, check this out. Both scenarios, Zuffa wins. Hold on. Both scenarios, Zuffa wins. Why? Okay. If Usyk wins that Zuffa belt, it's not about who wins or loses. It's about promoting the Zuffa product, the belt. That's what the night is based on. If if Usyk wins, you just got the undisputed champion of the world, the former that had all these belts. Now wear that belt. That kind of man is wearing that Zuffa belt, and his fans are going to follow him. They're going to respect that belt. So okay, that's the first step. Okay, You don't need him to defend it. Now, if Dante Wilder wins the belt, Zuffa still wins. Why? You got a former world champion in Dante Wilder that had like 40 title fights or whatever. And, whatever he did, I exaggerated a little bit there, but, he had a big amount of them. And he's still a well known American figure that you just put your Zuffa belt around his waist. This is all you need. You need to spark Zuffa. You need to have, and either one of these guys, they're gonna start calling him the Zuffa World Champion. You understand that the thing is not about title defense, this that right now. It's to try to get people to buy into the belt. You can get Usyk with that belt around his waist. Let's see what the people's reaction is. Let's see how they. Then all of a sudden, you're gonna get these crazed nutbags like We Fight All Night or something. You're gonna start saying, "You want to know something? The Zuffa champion is better than any champion we have." Those guys are out there. You better believe those kind of guys are out there. And the minute this guy wins the belt, Usyk wins it, no title defenses, no nothing. Ja, the Zuffa champion is the greatest champion because none of the champions that are going to get these belts can beat the Zuffa champion. Why? Because that's Alexander Usyk. They never beat him before. They're not going to beat him now. Who is the best champion in the world? The Zuffa guy is. He left all those other belts. The Zuffa belt must be. Here's a casual thinking. The casual guy is looking out and he's looking at the champion. Hey, who's the best heavyweight champion of our era? Alexander Usyk. What belt does he have on his waist? That shit says Zuffa right there. He's the best champion. He has the Zuffa belt. So what is the Zuffa belt? The best belt in boxing. They're gonna sell you that. Then all of a sudden, Ring Magazine's gonna bust out an article. Zuffa and Ring, the new belts of boxing. The Bible is the Bible that they consider the Bible of boxing. Ring Magazine. Zuffa, number one title in boxing today. Well, Ringside Magazine saying it. No shit, Sherlock. Who owns Ringside Magazine? Turkey. Who owns Zuffa, basically? Turkey. Wow, what a coinky that they fucking write an article and say that Zuffa's the best belt. Really? Wow. Come on, man. And we're gonna get there. But you gotta make some business decisions. That business decision that you just read off right there, that's scary. That's a very smart move. Uzyk's just sitting there. He gave up his belts in boxing. He's basically walking away from boxing. He's telling the world he has nothing else to accomplish in boxing. He's done everything he feels he needed to do. And he's just sitting there. Here comes Dana White. Yo, hey, champ, what are you doing? Nothing? Here's a proposition for you. Why don't you come over here and fight Dante Wilder in a fight you couldn't get over here? Guess what? I'm going to get you that fight. I'm gonna give you the ability to knock out Dante Wilder's punk ass. And they're telling Dante Wilder, hey, Dante Wilder, we're gonna give you the ability to be the first man to stop Uzi's punk ass, right? So they're feeding each other the same story, getting the fight riled up. And once they got both fights, bro, that was a good business decision. What if this shit pays off and it gives you like fireworks? Yo, what if Dante Wilder drops Usyk in the fight? And Uzi has to come back and overcome. Dante Wilder, you can never count him out a fight when you got a right hand like that. He just clips Usyk and you see his legs start to buckle. Oh shit, some Joshua shit. But what Joshua did the other night was really underrated. People like didn't give him credit for that shit. You got knocked down 3 times in the first round. In the next round, you stop the guy. The odds on you winning, shit, I don't think they appreciate what Anthony Joshua did. But yo, listen, that's a great business move, man. Dana White is a monster, bro. You just read that story, and I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, fuck yeah. If you can get Usyk to agree to that shit, and it was easy, right? Who paid Uzyk's last 3 paychecks?
Turkey.
Turkey. Turkey's asking you to come and fight on his. What do you think he's gonna say? Yo, them last checks was dope. They did not bounce. That shit said approved. Sure, I'm gonna go fight for you. You're the man that changed my life. Without you, Turkey, Usyk doesn't make that kind of money. Never, nowhere. What kind of arenas has Usyk ever sold out? Like out in fucking where? In these fucking stadiums that they made in soccer field things where the tickets were $25? Fuck out of here, bro. One fucking ticket in a Tank Davis fight to sell out a section. Like a floor seat in Tank Davis fight to sell out a section in an Usyk fight. The number he ain't fucking wasn't fucking with his numbers. Not until Turkey came around. That changed the game. Usyk started making real money, bro. Fuck yeah. Whatever that guy wants, I gotta be honest. If I was Usyk, you want me to fight for Zufa? Right away. How much you paying? I'm sign me up. I'm training. I'm going in training camp right now. Yo, cash in on who you are, bro. Because eventually the lights are gonna turn off. You're gonna have to walk away, and there will be no. You will not be able to ever make that kind of money or get these opportunities. They only come once in a lifetime.
Hey, Edwin, I'm gonna be tuned in. I gotta take care of something real quick.
Yeah, I
I'll
gotta
jump
go
back on if
too.
you're
As a
still
matter of
on.
fact, I gotta go too. My matter of fact, I gotta go. It's been raining out here. I don't know how your weather is out there, but it's been raining really bad out here. I gotta go
Sunny,
downstairs.
sunny,
Nah, man, the fucking
super sunny.
super rainy, and like I gotta go downstairs and check my bucket. Just in case that little Bobby thing gets, sometime it gets locked, that shit overflows. Now I go downstairs in my basement. There's an alligator in my basement flowing around. We don't have gators in Massachusetts, so I'm lying. But every time it does
You want one? I'll
fill,
send them to you.
yo, every time it does overflow, why is it that I think that there's an alligator? You know, because of them fucking movies. Okay, them goddamn alligator movies done mess me up and shit. And every time I see this much water downstairs, I'm like, yo, and why is it like if I do go downstairs with a weapon, a couple of times I grab the broom, like a broom is gonna do something against a gator. You know what I mean? Not
A
unless it's
shovel
a
will
small
though.
gator.
You hit them
It,
over the
it could
head.
be it might be a small gator, a real little one. You know what I mean?
You know we
We don't
wrestle with
have
them for
gay.
fun down here, right?
Yeah, right. I ain't going. That's why I don't move to Florida because you guys are dumb enough to move to a state where they have fucking dinosaurs. Living dinosaurs are in your city, like walking around, and you guys pay rent there. See what I'm saying, bro? No,
Yeah, we
that's a
say what's
fucking
up.
dinosaur,
They got a
and it's
secret
right
handshake
there.
too. When you
And
cool with
it's
them,
right there. Nah, bro. Nah,
we
bro.
give them
You
daps and all.
fuck around and get an argument with the wrong person. You be alligator stew. They're gonna throw you in a pit somewhere, and they'll never see your ass. Nah, I'm not going there, bro. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going
All right.
next door. And my neighbor got a
I,
fucking alligator as a pet.
I'll catch you. I'll catch you later, Edwin. I gotta
You know what
take
I'm
care of
saying?
this
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
later. Yo,
Fucking
later, chat.
frontline right now. He's got a gator. He's got a chain where he got gator teeth all on his chain and shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Frontline right now is down by the bayou and he's on a boat, one of them jet boat, and he out there. Every morning, Frontline go out there and he wrestle a gator. Uh, I'm going on round one. Devin Haney, you're going down. You know what I'm saying? That's what he doing shit. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'll just whip out the nine, make a pair of boots out that motherfucker right there. You know, got another clip. Fuck that, bro. Bro, I'm not fucking with gators, bro. Nope. People are dumb. You need to go down to Florida. Florida for what? For what? One day, if the gators don't get you, the snakes will. If the snakes don't get you, the insects will. And if the insects don't get you, the hurricanes, they own your ass. Not good, bro. You move to Florida and shit, maybe because you need a little adventure in your life. Because every 15 minutes, The weather's changing and some bullshit is happening. And you got some fucking meth head out there tweaking on the highway. Man, you know what? I'm good. You got to drive 10 miles for a gallon of milk. Out of here, bro. That's why everybody's perfectly tan. You can't even go outside in the daytime because the sun is so hot, it beam off your forehead. That's why those dudes at the tail end of Florida talk real like you don't even know what the fuck they saying. And you take a right. And, and you don't even and then but they understand each other. You know why? Because they've been out in the sun too long, and the sun that keep their brain, and they don't know. Pretty soon, Frontline's gonna be up here 2 more years out there in Florida. His brain's gonna be mush. It's gonna be cooked up, and you'll be up here saying, "That's why he says crazy shit." Frontline brain is melting. You think Keyshawn Davis? God, I, I knew it. I knew something was wrong with the boy. I knew something wrong with Frontline. Once he started talking crazy, yeah, he started talking that in a way shit. I knew the weather, the sun that got to his brain. And then it'll melted them brain cells. Bruce Carrington can breathe. Nobody believe that shit, but Frontline make perfect sense. It made perfect sense. Damn, I done solved the mystery. The clues were all there. I just had to connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Listen, thank you for tuning in here at Round One Sports TV. I hope you guys had a blast. My delusional co-host runs. Sometimes he say some shit. Sometimes. Today, he almost said something today. Almost. Every day he gets close, but every now and then he'll say something. You know what, Frontline? You said something right there. But wasn't today. Wasn't today. He came close. Tune in tomorrow. Or maybe later on today. We'll see how everything goes. And if I'm downstairs fucking taking all this water out of my basement, fighting gators and shit. Cause I know they're behind me. They just hidden and shit because they gotta be gators in there. There's water, right? That's where you see what I'm saying? But anyway, maybe Frontline, tune in to see if Frontline says something the next time we go live. Just me. Let's pray for him. Let's pray for him. Yo, Frontline might come on the show today and he just might say something. I doubt it. I doubt it. I pray for him. I hope he says something. But maybe we have round one boxing chat. You guys, the chat, you guys are always saying something. Always love your comments. Hit the likes for me right now. You know what I'm saying? And let's pray for Frontline. Let's pray for Frontline. You know, we found out, we learned something today. It's that Florida